Hi, I'm Mónica García, President of the LAUSD Board of Education, and welcome to Families Matter. Joining me each month is my co-host, Mónica García, the Chief of School, Family, and Parent Community Services. Our goal is to provide information so families can help their children graduate. Today's topic is the importance of getting students prepared for college at every grade level. Joining us later to discuss this issue is Zella Knight, a parent whose daughter now attends Vassar College in New York. But first, a chance for Maria and I to talk about the latest regarding family and parent services. Maria, so much is going on for our families.
Always, so much. Well, right now, since our theme is about college, I do want to tell our audience that we are beginning plans to have a wonderful family college summit at universities.
I like field trips.
Oh yeah, field trip. But I'm talking about thousands of parents just zooming in, taking over the universities, a tour of the universities, workshops for parents, information for parents. So we're going to have community colleges present. We're going to have various representatives of the CSU system, the UCLA, the UC system, UCLA in particular, USC hopefully. And we want parents and families just to, experience what it's like to leave your footprint at a university, because the first idea about college really began someplace in your mind, the possibility that, I might go there, that my children might go there. And the role of families is to know how to motivate their children and then how to guide them to get there. So this time around, the Parent Services Community branch is going to have the Parent Summit, which traditionally had been held at the Convention Center. And the Convention Center is, well, the Convention Center. So I thought, so why don't we do something really interesting and get to the university? So we hope to have at least 3 such events with about 5,000 at each event. We know that already some schools and some local districts will do this, but now we're going to do it at a larger scale, and hopefully it will be institutionalized and take off.
Absolutely, we love field trips. How will parents learn about it?
Well, we're going to be working with staff from the local districts, with our parent leaders, with community-based organizations. We hope to include everyone from the partnership schools, from I-Design schools, pilot schools, just every type of school, because we know that every single school has the goal of preparing our children for college. And just as you said, college really begins in the cradle. Yes. When that mother has this vision about, oh, I'm going to have a baby. And then when the baby is born, other than changing the diapers and feeding the baby and whatever, it's what will my baby be when he grows up or she grows up? So this idea that, germinates in a parent's mind and heart has to be cultivated and nurtured throughout. So we're going to do that.
I like that we're offering our parents an opportunity to step onto the campus, to learn about how to help their children, because when people get involved in small organizations, maybe they get invited, but this way LAUSD and our college partners should welcome our parents.
We should, and it's a very powerful experience. I recall once, many years ago, I accompanied a group of parents on a trip, and we were at Cal Poly Pomona, which is, way east there, off the San Bernardino Freeway, and the parents had never been to a university campus. And one mother sort of left our group as we were going through this tour. We passed through a computer lab, and she opened the door, and it was open. So she runs in there. And before you know it, she's sitting at a computer, and I thought, oh my God, I hope she doesn't disturb it too much, right? And she touched it, and she just put her hands on it, and I said, Señora, are you okay? And she said, oh yes, and she turned around and in tears told me, I touched this computer, and someday my child will be here. And that is the power of this experience at the university, because so many of our low-income families with few resources and many children are not able to share that experience with their children because they didn't go to college. So we want them to do this. It's
That's
really
wonderful.
very
That's
powerful.
Wonderful. I remember my mom didn't go to UC Berkeley until we dropped off my older sister Anna, and I had not got to a university until to Berkeley until the first day of school. And that preparation, it's like you said, it's powerful. It's powerful to include that in the program of why am I going to school every day? Why am I talking to my teacher, helping my kid get there? It's going to be great.
It's
going to
gonna
be
be
great. We're going to look
wonderful.
forward to that. We're going to
Good, and we'll let you know more
we'll
about
do
that.
3 this year, and then maybe
And
one
then
a
maybe
month.
100 next year.
Yeah, I like that. We'll be right
great.
back with Zella Knight to discuss getting ready for college.
Attention students, here's your vocab word of the day. Transcripts.
When you're thinking about applying to college, it's very important that we are able to see your academic record. And the way that we at a college can see the work that you've done is by looking at your transcript. And your transcript is a record of all of the classes that you've taken in high school. So we're able to see your 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade semester grades.
For those students who are transferring from one college to another, transcripts are also required from the college that they're currently attending. Again, listing all subjects and classes taken and grades received for those.
When you are looking to order a transcript, you just need to go to your counselor or to the attendance office and have them send the transcript directly from the school, and that's really important. These transcripts will be sealed and signed by your school's registrar and sent directly to the college.
Attention students, here's your vocab word of the day. Fees and tuition.
So when you're applying to a California college or university, primarily a UC, Cal State, or community college, you'll see the word fees. And that means anything related to costs to go to the college.
Fees include instructional costs, health fees, parking fees, fees related to the admissions process, late registration fees, and ideally, once you finish your education, fees for commencement and diplomas.
In California, all public institutions made up of the Cal State University system, the UC system, and the California Community College system charge students fees to go to school.
Now, if you're looking at schools besides public schools in California, so that's private colleges or colleges that are out of state, you'll see tuition and fees.
Tuition is generally the cost for your credit hours and or instruction.
Fees include things like living on campus, eating on campus, or any other type of student support services.
If you are a non-California resident, essentially living outside of California or coming to school from a state other than California, you will also be required to pay non-resident tuition in the California public schools. This is an additional amount above fees that are charged to all students, basically to make up for the difference between the cost of providing the instruction and being a non-California resident.
Welcome back to Families Matter. Joining us now is Zella Knight and what she did as a parent to prepare her daughter for college. Welcome, Zella. Thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you, Monica. Thank you, Maria.
So happy to see you here today.
Happy to see you.
We want to
as well.
talk about your daughter, Anastasia, being at Vassar.
Ah, yes.
Tell us about that journey.
Well,
And show us her picture, because
absolutely. This is my power twin. This is the reason why
the
we're
power
here.
twin, is that wonderful?
Yes, this is the reason why we're here.
Beautiful, beautiful. How old is Anastasia now?
She just turned 19
Oh my gosh, in New York City?
in New York City.
Oh.
Poughkeepsie, actually. Small city.
Poughkeepsie, yeah.
Poughkeepsie,
but
beautiful,
it's
beautiful place, yes.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
But tell us about that journey. I sort of interfered here, and it was just great to have you here. When we were talking about you being here, we thought, imagine all that. We know you a little bit, and we want the audience to get to know you some. But we know that this journey, just didn't happen because you felt like it should happen. So we want to know the pieces of this journey. It's always inspirational to me anyway, and I know that it will inspire our audience.
Wow. Well, of course, I'm a single parent, and with that, we have had our challenges. I have an advent in regards to looking at obstacles and challenges as opportunities. My family experienced homelessness, and through that, we've always established that no matter what, the baby's going to do what she's going to do in terms of her career, and that was going to college, flying away from the nest, and doing her thing. So,
And where did that aspiration come from for you?
actually, as you ladies reiterated before, in regards to the cradle, Anastasia has always had the concept of going to college from the time I knew I was going to have a little girl up until the time that she was a little tot, including now. She's college bound, career ready, and doing great and wonderful things.
But for you, why did you want her to go to college?
It's always been a mindset in regards to leaving a legacy, leaving a footprint. And the experiences that I had through my childhood, through my life, I wanted Anastasia to have the same advent. I didn't get an opportunity to continue college the way that I would like to. So watching Anastasia flourish and grow was a real experience, and it gave me an opportunity to go back, reinvent myself, and learn anew today.
Yeah. So when she was a little infant in your arms, what were those things that you would do or say to her to communicate that desire that you had?
It was basically telling her, baby, you're going to college. The world is at your feet. Whatever you need, mom will be there. Whatever you need, the family will be there. Whatever you need, the extended family will be there. And so she had that support from day one, going in and saying, no matter what, you're going to have the resources and things and tools you need.
But I have a sense that, you know, the family support, and I know you talk about this extended family. It wasn't just there. You sort of created this. It's sort of like you're a kingmaker here, a queenmaker. You've got this child. You're devoted to this child. I mean, we want every parent to be devoted, obsessed about a child's future, enough to really give up some things and just really remove distractions to focus on this child. And you've done that. But how do you sustain that, Stella? Because life has so many distractions. How do you as a parent, and how do other parents that you can help inform, how do we sustain this great focus, great dedication on this singular aspect of a child's education, that you have to get to college?
Well, I think the first aspect in that regard is understanding everybody's walking in the same shoe. Everybody's a parent. No, be it you have a child or not, you're still a parent. So that's the one aspect there. And as I reiterated about a famous acronym that I have, parent, partnering, application, resource reserve, educate, nurturing, and training. And that's a mindset that I carried from my home into the school, into the community, and sharing that vice versa, carrying it forth in relative to saying, you know, when I walk into the school, look, you're the next greatest thing to me. So I want you to continue that pathway. I want you to continue helping and supporting Anastasia. And when you can't do it, let me know. Whatever I can do, let me know. Whatever you can do, let me know. And it was a shared
I would have loved you when I was a teacher. I would have grabbed her.
It seems like you enrolled people in that
Yes.
dream you had for your
Yes.
daughter.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the number one aspect in regards to having everybody buy into the concept that Anastasia is the priority. She's primarily here, why I'm here. I want all of you to take care of her just as she were your own.
And it really is. It's enlisting people. And we often tell parents, you know, because the research tells us too, that the important piece of the education inside the school is that partnership between a teacher and a student. But who is behind the student is really the family, the parent, with all their assets. And sometimes people think, well, you know, I'm poor, I don't have a college degree, I don't even understand all the language that the school says, so probably I should just stay back. And so how would you say, what would you say to those parents who feel intimidated and step back a little bit instead of doing what you have done and going around and saying, you, what do you do? Okay, I need you on my team. I need you on my team. You're the quarterback, you know, you're the halfback or whatever they are in television. I don't know, the football, whatever
I
it is.
think the best advent to that is life is a learning experience for everybody. So it's not comfortable being so outspoken at times. It didn't start out that way.
I don't believe you were ever not unspoken, but go ahead.
It's a learning experience, and I think the most important part for parenting is this. Understand what your strengths and weaknesses are and identify with that and be comfortable and confident with that. Not everybody is a public speaker. Not everybody's willing to go into a conversation and have a debate about instruction, but If you are passionate in saying, look, this is my child, my strength lies in perhaps doing a cooking aspect of it, and what I need you to do is support me with the other aspects. Perhaps if you could advocate on my behalf, or if you can look at a policy, or if you can look at legislation for me. It's getting back to the old proverb, it takes a village to raise a child, and thus all of us coming together, identifying the child's needs, identifying those resources and tools, given the fact we are in challenging economic times. However, that doesn't change the fact that our children have to learn. We have to learn. It's a continuous cycle every day.
You know, the two things that really stand out for me is when you ask the question, what do you want?
Yes.
You wanted what?
Anastasia to be successful,
Yeah.
career ready, college prepared, career prepared, all those aspects.
Yeah, and when you think about what do you believe in, right? What did you believe about school and your child?
I believe that all of us shared in regards to educating her. It was a partnership. It was all of us nurturing her, all of us training her, all of us educating her, all of us providing the resources, all of us applying, all of us doing that parent concept.
You know, and one of the things that is, as I reflect on your words, my mom, from the time I was 1.5, because that's when I started school, because I had an older sister, and they would take me to the Farmer Jones, and half of the moms were in the childcare and half of the moms were learning.
Yes.
Right? That was the setup
Yes.
then. But my mom, from day one, knew that school was important for me,
Yes.
and that was going to help me through my life.
Yes.
So when my mom absolutely believes in education and believes in family and believes in hard work, but she knew what she was giving me by taking me to school
Yes.
was an opportunity to invest in myself. And in your words, I can hear my mother saying, I know what I'm doing for my daughters and my son, but it was about that intention and the belief that school is a part of the life of my kid.
Absolutely, and again, I understand the criteria in regards to limited resources, but I love the attribute of just saying, you know, with every obstacle, with every challenge, there's an opportunity. We didn't always have a computer at home. We could go outside and just experience, you know, looking at the sky. How did we get to the sky? How did we get to the clouds? How did the birds come together? How did that grain of grass become? That's the school. That's the learning environment. That's the instruction. So grasping all those elements that were around us in our world, that started the education process. So I want to remind parents, you know, again, life is a learning tool. Every day you learn, every day you grow, every day you experience. So take advantage of that.
And every day you have something to share with your child.
Absolutely.
Because I think too much, and you'll hear this a lot from teachers, that teachers welcome partnership with parents. I think teachers really want them. But parents may be hesitant. And what I hear you doing is that you stepped up in and into it. You didn't step away from it, you stepped into it.
Absolutely.
But you also understood there were things, as you're saying, that they could do more formally.
Yes.
You know, and certainly we don't want to take teachers' place because they formally study how to teach reading, math, etc., right? But there's so much other learning that takes place, and a child is constantly learning. And you facilitated that learning to come back into the school place.
Absolutely.
I mean, at least, and I think you were very comfortable in that role. And I would really love for all parents to feel that comfort that, you know, I am a mother of wisdom. I can impart knowledge.
Yes.
I don't have to have all these degrees. I don't even have to learn English in order to help my child learn.
Absolutely.
Learning English is very good, but I don't have to wait until I can speak the language of the school to help.
Absolutely.
And what I think I love about just having met Sela recently when I came to Los Angeles Unified is that she's a very strong person. She is what is known as a parent practitioner. And I thought, oh my God, that's another term I don't know.
What is a parent practitioner?
Well, I'm going to let her explain because I'm not sure I get it yet. But she is a parent practitioner. So I just knew behind that parent practitioner comes all this knowledge, so give it to me.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. In the true sense, a parent practitioner is one who identifies policy and help to structure it. And so that's what I do along with the state of California and various other stakeholders. However, a parent practitioner to me is modeling and practicing parenting, that acronym that I gave, the partnering, the application, the resources, the reserve, the education, the nurturing, the training, doing that on an everyday basis. Even when I'm at home, those elements stay there. When I go to the school, that stays there. When I'm in the community, at church, all those elements of parenting come forth. So a practitioner, it's basically someone that models.
It's somewhat like a parent mentor, you know, someone that can help us grow. I look at some of our parents in the schools, they are so young.
Yes.
And they are needy, but they have so much to offer.
Sure.
They have, you know, what they contribute is all the assets that families bring, this tremendous power of love, that even if a teacher has, you know, 35, 40 kids, a teacher cannot love 35, 40, 50, or a high school teacher with 150, 170 kids as much as one parent can give to each of their children. Now, you had one child and you could afford to be obsessed with one. I am the youngest of 11. I am very lucky that I felt my mother give me what you were giving, an only child. So it's possible under whatever construct our families
Well,
have.
and actually, it's funny that you identify that way. For me, the desire to have one child was mine. But when I look at Anastasia, it's not just her; it's her peers, and that's for the state of California. The thousands of kids that are there for Los Angeles Unified. That's over 600,000 kids. So it's not just parenting for Anastasia, it's parenting for those 600,000 kids plus. And caring and modeling and sharing and nurturing and growing and training.
So tell me, in your home, those beliefs and those expectations, what did that look like early on? What did that look like in preschool and kindergarten? How did she learn those expectations and beliefs from you?
It's basically, again, my modeling. When we came to the table, Anastasia, what is your desire? What is it that you would like to do? And she structured that at a very early age. Mother, my goal is to do this. I'm going to be this. I want to take this pathway to do it. And thus, that's where Anastasia groomed me, taught me, educated me, trained me. And so with that, I told her, baby, whatever support you need, I'll give it. Whatever I can do, I give it. It's funny, it even got to the point in regards to my involvement here for Los Angeles Unified School District. That was my daughter's doing because she made me sign a contract early on. She said, as long as I go to school, you're going to be involved. We signed a contract, and from that day on,
You signed a contract?
We signed a contract.
It wasn't a school contract.
It wasn't a school contract.
It was this little contract you signed in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
On the kitchen table.
On the kitchen
right?
table, a contract.
So many things of importance happen at the kitchen table.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Right.
And as you moved through high school with her, how did those beliefs and expectations take life in the high school years?
The wonderful attribute in regards to Anastasia's high school experience was it was her choice. Anastasia was a participant in the magnet program. So Anastasia reviewed her goals and her options when it pertained to her career, what school she wanted to go to, and she said, Mother, the high school that I want to attend is Granada Hills. They have a wonderful program that's in alignment with what my career is. Thereby, I want you to enroll me. I want you to support me. Okay, you're the boss. Whatever you need, I'm there. So we went, attended the orientation, got to know Anastasia's counselor, got to know some of her teachers, and explained to them, this is her goal, this is her desire, I need your support, whatever you need from me, I'm
You're
more
there.
than willing to share
And
it.
so in addition to attendance and grades, what were those other things that she did to help her make a choice of Vassar?
And I think Anastasia has always been a go-getter. So she walked into the experience to say, look, peers, I'm here. I'm going to share the experience with you. This is what my goals and responsibilities are. I want to hear what your goals and responsibilities are. This is the teacher. This is the principal. So Anastasia always had that era of independence. And it rubbed off on many of her peers because they began to also have the same experience. There was a young man that she was friends with in which he was an English learner. And he was considering dropping out of school. But he saw the desire that Anastasia had to go to college. So he said, you know what? I'm going to enroll in Pierce College. And I'm going to take night classes. I'm going to go to work, and he's still there. He's continuing his attribute.
Good for him.
That is wonderful.
And good for your daughter. I mean, you see, it's like when you're in school, you're learning from each other. Parents also are helping each other.
Yes.
That's a really ideal situation.
Yes.
And I think this is where the grades, coming to school, talking to the teachers, the beliefs, the expectations, when it's time to write that personal essay, you're able to say out loud why I want to go and who I am and what do I want.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? And
You
then
know,
Absolutely.
this thing about checking in, during the dinner table, no television, just a conversation. So how was your day? Are you still on the right pathway?
Yes.
Are we meeting our goals?
Yes.
And I noticed that you talk about your child as the we. We set these goals.
Yes.
I'm assuming that this is the twin you have at
That's the-
Vassar, right?
that's
so
the
you're
twin.
setting these goals together and you're checking in with each other together.
Absolutely.
And that's really important because as busy as our parents are, that is, I think, something that we need to find time to do, is check in and not just accept that our kids say, when we ask, how was school today? Oh, all right. What did you do?
Yeah, Maria, and I think the other piece is we didn't hear a story of waiting till 12th grade or
Absolutely.
9th
get
grade
ready.
to
Absolutely.
begin to look at what's the purpose, what do I want, how am I going to make it happen, what do I need, what help can I get?
Absolutely.
And I think that's very important. We know that college starts in kindergarten.
Absolutely.
And we can't start early enough to just help develop that life plan.
That I think one added attribute that I challenge every parent in the land to do: gather a banner from a respective college, put it up in the house, and every single day when you come in, say, that's where my child is going.
Yes.
It may not be the decision of your child, but putting in the mindset of the fact that they're going to a college, that will
Whatever
be
the
message.
college is.
Whatever
That's what
it
I was
is.
saying. We need
Whatever it is.
we need some
Destination.
college banners. in
Destination.
our-
Absolutely.
Even if it's in the
absolutely.
kitchen.
Absolutely.
I often tell parents, be sure that you have a book in every house.
Yes.
I mean, in every room of your house. Every room of your house. The kitchen, whatever it is. The bathroom, wherever. Have a book in every room of your house. And put a college banner every place. And that will be good.
Absolutely.
Well, let me tell you, you are quite an inspiration. I wish that we had a lot more time to learn from you, Sala. You're a very excellent role model for our parents, and I hope that it's been enjoyable for you. It's been very enjoyable for me, and I'm sorry that we have to, shut this off now. But we thank you for coming, and we thank you for joining us on Families Matter. And please visit our websites, families.lausd.net and parentaccess.lausd.net. Your involvement does make all the difference. For Mónica and for Sela, see you next month, and remember, families really, really matter. Thank you. Goodbye.